learning new vocabulary in English is difficult. You spend ages learning new words, but then when you try and find them in a conversation, they're nowhere to be found. They've disappeared, right? And it's really frustrating because you feel like you're wasting your time. You learn the words, you forget the words, and you learn the words again, and it's not improving at all. So what is the problem and how do you fix it? Well, let's talk about it. Hey up, mate. How you doing today? I'm not too bad. Thanks for asking and welcome to Brit Speak. My name is Dan and I'm here to help you understand British life, British culture, and of course, British English. Now, in this video, we're talking all about why you can't seem to remember the words that you learn in English and how to stop that from happening, right? We don't want to spend a long time learning new words and then they just disappear and we can't use them. And then we learn them again and it's just a waste of time. It's a waste of effort and we don't want that. What we want is you to learn words, remember them, use them, and feel better about your English, right? That's the plan. So today we're going to talk about 3 reasons that you often forget words that you're learning and what you can do to make sure those words stick in your head a bit longer. Now, this is all part of what I call the BritSpeak roadmap. This is how you can go from an intermediate learner to an advanced learner step by step. And if you want to get a copy of that, the link is down there. So click it, download it for free, and get back on the path to making progress. So, one of the biggest problems that people have when it comes to vocabulary is they don't really know which words they should learn, right? Because there's loads of words in English. There's like 600,000 words in the dictionary. How many words do you need and which ones are important right now? Most people don't know. So what they do, they go on Instagram or they go on YouTube and they find random lists of words that people say, stop saying very, you should say this thing instead. And it gives you a bunch of really weird words that most people don't really use in daily life. So you learn those words, but then because you never use them and you never hear them, they disappear. And it's just a waste of time, right? So what you really need to do is find words that are actually useful to you right now, okay? And it depends on what your level is, which words are going to be important, right? If you're starting out, you're maybe like A1, A2, B1, B2 levels, then your main focus should be learning the 5,000 most used words in English. Because if you know the 5,000 most used words in English, that will cover at least 95% of all the English you hear and see. So those 5,000 words should be a priority. If you don't know them already, go do that. Then you can start learning words that you hear all the time, at work or with your friends or in TV shows. If you keep hearing certain words, learn those words because they're useful for you because you hear them all the time, right? And after that, you can start learning more advanced stuff, phrasal verbs or slang or idioms or whatever. But don't waste your time learning really academic words if you don't actually go to university and you don't need them, right? Learn the words that are actually important to you. And that way, they're more likely to stick in your brain and not disappear when you need them. The next problem I have with people learning vocabulary is they try and learn words in isolation, right? And what this means is they take a word and they just learn that word. They learn this word has this meaning, finished. But that's not very good for your brain to latch onto, It's much easier for your brain to remember a word that's in a sentence, that has context, right? If you just have a word on its own, it's kind of hard to understand it. But if you've got a sentence that you understand, and that word is in the sentence, your brain has got a much better understanding of that word. It knows how it's used. It knows what kind of word it is. It knows the meaning. It also helps you understand the full sentence. So learning words in sentences, not individual words, is much, much better for your brain because it helps you understand the whole thing, not just the individual word, and it helps you understand how it's used as well. So don't write down, in a vocabulary book like this word means this thing. Write down a full sentence with that word in it, underline the word you're trying to learn, and learn sentences, not words. That's a much better option. And the last one I've got for you today, and this is the biggest one. This is the one that nobody does. And this is why you forget words all the time. And it's very simple. You don't review enough, nowhere near enough. You need to see a word between 7 and 10 times before your brain even realizes that it's something it should pay attention to. So unless you see a word multiple times after you've learned it, your brain just thinks, that's not important, and it just forgets. But we don't want that. We want your brain to pay attention. We want your brain to remember what this word is, and then maybe we've got a chance of using it. So what I would suggest is find a way to review new words. Don't just learn it, write it down once and finished. Learn it, write it down, and then review it. Review it a lot. You should be reviewing words every day, right? And when you do that, and after you've seen it 7, 8, 9, 10 times, your brain will start to think, okay, that seems important. Let's pay attention to that word. Then suddenly you'll find you see it when you're listening and speaking and reading and writing in English. You'll see this word a lot more because your brain is paying attention to it, right? So without reviewing, you just hope that your brain remembers. If you review vocabulary regularly, it'll stick there, right? And yeah, these are 3 things that you can start doing today that will help you learn words and keep them in your brain for longer so you don't have to forget and start again, right? So just to recap, we've got learn words that are important to you right now, learn words in sentences, not on their own, and make sure you're doing reviews of new words. And if you do those 3 things, you're likely to improve your vocabulary. Like I said, this is part of my BritSpeak roadmap, which you can download for free right now. It gives you a step-by-step guide on what to do to go from the intermediate level to a more advanced level when you're speaking in English. It gives you step-by-step instructions on what to focus on and how to do it. So if you're feeling stuck in English, check it out. It's totally free. Cool. So that's it for this video. I'll be back again with another one really soon. But until then, look after yourself, mate. See you there.